everyone, this is Boricua Banks and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. I'm excited and nervous, but excited to be getting to this episode. So we are in chapter 1 and we are right about to begin the trial. I think we just got some little talking set up to do and then, yeah. Just gotta dive right into it. Alright. Okay, welcome! This is the class trial field. How do you like it? It's a special place that will decide your fates.
Are you?
What the hell is he thinking? Locking us in a shitty looking place like this.
Don't fuck with me!
Are you fucking crazy? Don't mess with me, asshole. Boop, 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 boop.
Complain all you like. I'm used to it by now. This ain't my first rodeo, kid.
Yep.
Come on, you're wasting your time and energy. Hurry up and take your seats where your names are written. Or actually just stand there, because I never see you guys actually sit. So, yeah.
Not sure why they say take your seats, but whatever. Looks like everyone knows. Even if we try to resist, it won't change a thing. Just as Monokuma ordered, we walked toward the seats we had been assigned. The seats! Highlighted. From this point on, we need to find out who killed Byakuya-sama. I've been watching, Game Grumps. They've been playing Danganronpa 1. And I was so, like... At first, I wasn't gonna bother watching because I was like, they're not gonna play it for long. They're not gonna take it seriously. It's just gonna be a constant joke, which, to be fair, it is. Because that's their style. But I think they're really enjoying it, especially Dan. And a lot of their jokes are so funny and so good. So it's just put me in a pretty good Danganronpa feel lately. But I really like the way that when it comes to Byakuya's name, they just say Byakuya. And they just say it's all quick. It's so funny. But yeah, you guys should check out their Let's Play of Danganronpa 1. So, let's continue on about Byakuya. Love it. The ultimate affluent progeny, Byakuya Tagami. He was overly critical, arrogant, condescending, and I loved him. I loved him. Bing, stop putting your own feelings into Hajime. I can't help it. But he also had a strong sense of responsibility. As we were panicking, he accepted his role as leader and tried his very best to keep us together. A guy like him got murdered. Here we go. The person who did it was one of us? I can't believe it. There's no way I can believe it. But if it's really true, we need to find out by any means possible. Because that's our only option. There's no way for us to survive unless we sacrifice the killer. Sacrifice. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. At least you don't do what Makoto always used to do with his a trial for life, a trial for death, a trial for this. It got really annoying, like, okay, we get it. Oh, okay. This is it. Okay. Court prep time. Byakuya Togami was killed. The blue hue of our vacation is now crimson red. Is the killer really one of us? Or is it someone else? The class trial starts now. Alright, let's look at the skills. I have none. Can Can I not buy them? Oh, shit. Well, crap. I don't know. I guess not. Well, that sucks. I know it's different for each game. So I guess I'm not able to do anything. Let's look at the pet really quick. No. Dang it. I don't know, for some reason I thought I had, options. Stuff. So I'm just gonna look over this really quickly just to get a feel and remind myself of everything. Don't worry guys, I will edit it out so you don't have to be bored to death. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, I guess I have no skills. I'm a noob.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person...
Then you're screwed. Yeah, we know. But this is just in case you're new to the series or you're a weirdo like me who plays the game as out of order. Actually, I just had a comment from a new subscriber who was like, "Oh, your playlist is a mess. You clearly are playing the games out of order, but I like it." I'm like, "Okay, glad you like it." Yeah, I'm a weird person who I did it with with the Zero Escape series too. That while I started the first game, the new game in the series came out. So I started playing the new game, and I was like, why not? Because I already know what happens in the first two, so I was like, I'm curious. But I did the same thing. I did it for V3. Like, it came out, and it was really hype and popular, and I was so curious, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna play V3. I don't know. I'm weird. But hey, you know what? It doesn't really matter, so... I think it's fine as long as people are okay with it and they're still enjoying it. That's all that really matters.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you.
How about instead of blackened, they use the term imposter? They can steal it from among us. That would be so much better. Although I guess it doesn't really suit the situation, because you're not an imposter if you turn into a killer in the middle of a killing game, you know. Although, I just hate the term blackened. It's so stupid.
Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were you even listening to the rules? Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Nuh-uh, you're not getting out of suspicion that easily.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds? Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds? Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. We can start with that, but ultimately, we need to find out who murdered him. If we can't do that, no, Thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this, no matter what. So the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness, okay? Like, if I could, I would do Coco's robot voice during these, but I can't, unfortunately. Her robot voice is epic. Oh, my Byakuya would be standing right there. Aww. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak one after the other without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes contained within their statements. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to move the reticle, then fire with the left mouse button. Yeah, this is easy with the mouse and keyboard, but certain other aspects will be more difficult, I'm sure. Pay close attention to each character's statements and choose your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. Okay, how do I select?
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
Oh no, this is easy for now.
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
What? Oh, I didn't change the... Yeah, okay. Okay, I got it. Binks, please. Huh? What does that even mean? That has nothing to do with what I was saying, right? Yeah, that's me not knowing how to change the frickin' truth bullet, so that's my fault. My bad.
Crap!
Seems I made a mistake. Let's try thinking about it one more time.
Why was...
Okay. Yeah. I should have looked at this. Fire truth bullet. Mouse wheel. Okay. Concentrate is space key. Open handbook is F1 still. Fast forward is control key. Is that so? Silencer is right mouse button. Huh. Okay, that's good to know. I won't be fooled again.
In a place like that.
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
Interesting.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
Huh? Why? Obviously by hiding the body.
They tried to delay its discovery! Like a dog burying a bone!
Okay. Alright, now we heard all they were saying. Huh. What he just said was strange. It clearly contradicts the information I know.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
Oh, there we go.
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, his voice so manly. No, that's wrong. Sorry.
No, I don't think the killer moved the body. Huh? Why? Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Aw, and here I thought I had a genius idea.
No. No.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
Wow.
I respond better to praise, you know.
Little demon child.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
That's literally what he just said.
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown. And that's when he was killed.
That's the number one thing that cracks me up that they complain about in Game Grumps is how repetitive the characters are. They keep hammering in on the same section of information or dialogue over and over. But I'm wondering, and if anyone knows, please let me know. Like, I thought I heard before that that's a habit of Japanese people, that they like to clarify, or they like to like over discuss certain topics. I'm not sure. I think I heard that that's the case. Just like there was a little thing that they had in these games where if you press a certain button you can like agree or disagree or whatever, and it had no point to the gameplay, but they included it just because the Japanese found it more comfortable to do something like that. And I found that really interesting, so that's something that I kind of want to educate myself on more.
Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us.
No.
That dude was always a big jokester.
No. Who are you talking about?
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean you dive under the table.
Thank you.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
Okay. The reason Byakuya dove under the table. If it's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, then it's probably... I'm gonna say the knife. He must have seen it because it was glowing in the dark. Yeah?
I can prove it with this.
Yeah.
It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Knife?
Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, "I am the murder weapon"?
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there, so in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility. But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
Okay.
This is almost like a real trial.
No, it's not, but okay. During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. But from this point on, there will be various weak spots standing in your way. No matter how many weak spots there are, there will be only one lie or contradiction in the debate at a time. This means there will be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the space key, you can progress the argument slowly. Please use it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. If you press the escape key, see the controls. Alright, good luck and have fun. I should have looked at the controls earlier. Alright, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Night vision? I think it's the night vision.
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table
Yeah,
during the
Stacy.
blackout. That sounds correct.
Okay.
If that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food. Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry, Peko dear, you were wrong.
No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
The way she says Byakuya. It's almost like she does have an accent.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
Oh! Mahiru! How could you?
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Other way around?
Hmm?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
How would the killer have gotten access to that? Girl? Were you surprised by Mahiru's sudden argument? Yeah, she shocked me. Just between you and me, I was also surprised. Okay? Just kidding. I'm sorry. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. Which is one reason I'm glad I'm using the mouse and keyboard, because I remember I struggled with that in V3. They didn't have it in Danganronpa 1, so I believe if you play 1 and then go into 2, you're like, whoa, what is this cool new mechanic? But now I'm like, oh dear. It's okay. It's kind of cool, but it's also kind of like, I'm not really paying attention to what they're saying because you're so focused on doing what you gotta do gameplay-wise. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with the WASD keys. Based on the shape of the remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. And based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew toward their advantage. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. I hate that particular part of it, though. This is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so please be very careful. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. Oh, I don't remember that. When does that happen? This means the conversation will develop. Oh, I see. Okay. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood toward the other party's advantage. Plus, it's going to be very big. Oh? Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Of course, if you don't have the correct truth play, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. Dang it. Huh? What's a truth blade? I'm terribly sorry. It appears there has been a delay in contacting you. I'll make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. Oh god, you're gonna murder them? In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? If you press the escape key, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Do I really need the WASD? Okay. It's gonna be the case, right? Yeah.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision
Oh.
That's gotta be it.
I can't back down.
Oh, what am I pressing? Okay.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Scared me.
Because if they use night vision goggles,
Then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark.
Oh, I didn't realize she was talking and I had to...
And the killer brought them to the crime scene.
Found a hole in your argument. I'm sure Byakuya brought the night vision goggles. I need to refute. So that was it at the end. Okay, I got it. I need to refute claim.
Because if they used night vision, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. In reality, so those goggles were a plan and the killer brought them to the crime scene.
Oh, I did it again. God dang it, thanks. Okay, sorry. Gotta pay attention.
Because if they used them, they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. In reality, that's so those goggles were a plan and the killer brought them to the crime scene.
There.
Allow me to cut through
Got it. Sorry. I just was expecting it to be longer, I guess. I kept going forward and I was like, oh shoot. Sorry, he was talking. Alright, we got it.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, we found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
She's overacting. I love it.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Why is he talking all low and serious? It sounds weird. Like normally his voice suits the character, but right now it doesn't.
Ew! You totally mean that in a perverted way.
Of course he does. The knife was brought in the Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles too? No, that's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. It was the duct tape.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
He had to.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
Especially one that thorough, huh? Sorry.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
Gundam, please.
You think so too, right, Hajime?
Everyone just ignoring Gundam. I love it. That's right. Byakuya, blah, blah, blah. It would be the murder threat. I didn't get to read that. Where is it? Ah, here it is.
I can prove it with this. Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this? Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
What?
Those are still lies.
Doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter. What do you mean? By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, He tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk.
By the way, one of me being tied up and hanging by the rope is really great. I love it. Such a funny thing to do, right? Those siblings. I forgot to comment on it earlier, but jeez.
A strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
You should have told us you received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone? I see. A strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
The killer. Is it really one of us? Who is it? Who does Binks get to kill? Among us, who's the one who killed Byakuya?
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
No, the killer definitely used a mark. Because of this mark, the killer was able to get the knife from under the table into his hands.
I see!
The paint.
What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
Yep.
The painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
Exactly.
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark. Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
Here it comes. Oh, poor Peko. We have to reveal her dirty secret.
Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
Look at that face. He's like, yeah, I did it. No, you didn't, you fool.
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for two glasses wearers?
Ibuki, you wrong for that, girl. You wrong for that. But that's true. I lost one of my glasses wearers. I'm sad now, y'all. You guys know how much I love my Meganis.
I am not the killer. Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Echo's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
I don't care about a technicality like that.
Really?
Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
I don't care about logic. What I believe is what I believe. You're so stupid, Soda. By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Peko was the one who caused the blackout? Is that really what happened? After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argue spots, the blue-colored weak spots will be called agree spots. When shooting agree spots with the truth bullets, you need to flip your way of thinking, which is kind of confusing for a newbie, so... I kind of wish they hadn't done this in the game, but you know what? They needed some variety, so oh well. Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. When your truth bullets merge with their weakness, it will become a logically sound agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? What? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. If you press the escape key, you see the controls. Well then, good luck. Wait. Is there something... No. Okay. Good luck and have fun. Okay, we're agreeing this time. For sure. I think this is gonna be Nekomaru? Yeah.
Since Pekka was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time.
No, we're not agreeing with that.
That's impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible? Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
I agree with that.
Yes. We know for quite a while she was in the bathroom.
No, I think Pekka was telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Pekka.
Who isn't? Sorry.
It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Pekko's alibi.
I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started.
That sucks, bro.
And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Pekka was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Pekko. I guess that would be... true.
Oh, so embarrassing. Poor thing.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you are so insensitive.
Better that than being accused of murder, though, right?
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit.
The way he says it. Why, Nidai? Why is your character all surrounded based on shit? Like, honestly, if you look at his character model, like the whole... You can't see it now. But I used him for the thumbnail in episode 19, I think. And I saw it and I was like, what is this paper thing that's like extending from his leg? And then I was like, oh, is that toilet paper? I think it's toilet paper, y'all. I feel so sad for this character that he's been like delegated just to being the comic relief about shit, you know? Why? This poor man. I'm sure there's more depth to him. He looks so cool. Like, looking at his design, I feel like he would have been such a cool character if they would just do more with him than just making him, you know, the funny guy. Although he's great, I just wish there was more to him. He deserves better.
Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Shut up, fool.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners, or were you raised in a locker room?
Well, he probably literally was, considering he's like an ultimate coach or whatever.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Poor girl.
Don't worry. The smell wasn't that strong.
Ooh.
I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
Oh, God.
I said it's fine.
This poor girl.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
Looks like it.
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel?
Ew!
Do your business in the dark. Did you get excited?
Shut up, Tera. What the frick, dude? It's probably your own nasty food that made her sick to begin with.
Seriously, stop it.
Stop.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see. That might have happened.
The question is whether Peko's stomachache was a coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it. But Akane ate it too and she's fine. Then again, maybe her stomach is like iron because of how much she eats. So maybe whatever was in it didn't affect her? Depending on the answer, the outcome of this trial could change drastically. So we're talking about the food, right? Yeah. Party dishes.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird. Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right? Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything like that. Laxatives would ruin the taste.
Okay. So it's only really the laxatives part. Whether Peko's stomachache was a coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it, we need to clarify that first. Okay,
Did
so
you
we're
eat
going with the
anything
laxatives
weird?
thing.
I don't remember eating... Now that you brought food to the office, just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong.
But because Akane ate it too and didn't get sick, that's why it can't be.
No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Peko wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
Thank goodness she didn't.
I feel totally fine.
And what happened?
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
She allergic? Maybe she has lactose intolerance or something? I don't know.
I apologize for causing a scene. Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Oh boy. These two are really building up their rivalry, I guess.
There's this bickering. Let's just dismiss Peko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout.
Okay.
Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us.
You too. There's a lot of like stuff going on. These people clearly don't like each other. There's Sayonji and Mikan, and then Mahiru and Fuyuhiko.
Trashy skank?
Aw. As long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred. The irons, right? Yeah, has to be the irons.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head. Did they throw a stone and hit it?
No.
Maybe they used a remote control?
They probably messed with the breaker. It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Right? No? I doubt the power supply or power transmitters were directly tampered with. Those are in a tricky spot. Then why did you say that? I thought we were agreeing with, that the irons caused the power supply issue. But maybe somebody else says something that's more directly related, so my bad.
Crap!
I've never even seen those before. Should think about this one more time.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Who's the
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
Maybe they used a remote...
They probably messed with the breaker. It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitter.
Okay.
Or maybe they caused a power surge?
There.
I agree with that.
Okay, so it's a power surge. There we go. I heard the word power and I thought that was it.
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
Yeah. It seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Stupid fool!
What the? Again? You die.
Wait a second, let me speak too!
Why are you getting all worked up, bro?
What the heck?
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout? That's inexcusable!
Okay. What are we going with? AC timer, yes. Right?
If the iron's in the storage room, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who, when the blackout occurred, can't be a suspect.
No, just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
But the people in the dining hall weren't. If the irons caused the blackout, then the killer had to go to the storage room before and turn on the irons. Now do you intend to take back what you said?
It's true the irons were responsible for the blackout, but they shouldn't be the only reason. Okay.
The people in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the irons caused the blackout.
Allow me to cut through those words.
There we go.
The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger. The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
Air conditioners!
I feel like people are being difficult just to be difficult. You know, they're starting to remind me of you, Smooth. Because he's really funny when we play Ace Attorney games. He likes to be contrarian. And that's how it feels like that's what they're doing sometimes in these cases.
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham-Hands died around that time too!
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout.
I have to say that Hajime is doing a really good job of solving all these questions and problems pretty much on his own, compared to like Makoto, who in the first game he was struggling and I felt like he needed a lot of help from other people, especially Kyoko. I think they're just establishing that he's different from Makoto. But there's no way that he can do this alone all the time. It would be kind of like, a little too much, you know?
I see. I understand. Indubitably.
Okay.
Indubitably?
They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out. So once they set the air conditioner's timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too.
Indubitably. It's a funny word.
Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it.
Dun dun dun!
Is she right? Such a hateful bear! You deserve to die 1,000 deaths!
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
Oh, we wish.
Shut up! You guys just stay quiet! I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. Even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
Aww.
No, the breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach.
Yeah, why did they do that? That's so ridiculous.
Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
It's alright. You don't have to worry. Because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys.
Dude, your idea of cheering us up is not the best. Huh? It's a little, sarcastic and weird hearing him say it like that.
There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all.
You act like you're not one of us, dude.
In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Nagito? What happened to you?
Dude, why are you acting weird all of a sudden, bro? What happened, man? I thought we were gonna be, you know, something special. Now you're acting a little weird.
Huh? What do you mean?
Even your voice sounds a little weird.
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident. For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right? Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners.
Like, do you hear that? All of a sudden, he feels very like, almost like a surfer dude. Anybody could have done it, bro. Yeah. Like, do I have to change my voice for you? Is this the new voice you're going with? It's kind of funny. The two Let's Plays I've seen of this game, which I saw Pharaoh's many years ago when it first came out, and he did it in Japanese, and he went through a lot of hard time trying to find like written translation for it rather than when it was actually officially translated in English. So everything was in Japanese, and even when the 4 Pixels and, you know, Coco played it, that was also in Japanese. So hearing his voice right now, I'm like, what the hell? Why?
Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building. What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
Guess we'll never find the killer, right, guys? That's what I'm hearing from you. That's the voice. Oh my god.
What are you implying?
He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
This episode's almost at an hour, y'all.
Unfortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killing. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
Dude.
You're changing your story again?
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point.
It's time for me to take the spotlight from you, Hajime.
Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
Oh no. What the hell?
Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Man, I'm so disappointed. I thought you were gonna be my bro, man. What happened, bro? That's what he's thinking in his heart and his head. It's like, man, I had a crush on you and everything. Ah.
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you.
Uh-oh.
Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior.
You said something totally different earlier. He's so contradictory.
Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is. I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
I don't want to do this either.
Me too. Please, take me home already.
No, you see what he's doing? He's manipulating everybody into feeling like they want to just quit. Aww.
I want to go home and eat candy.
Girl.
Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Everyone calm down.
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
Just the way you heard that, it's almost like you wanted to laugh at the end right there. I hear you, voice actor. I see you. Okay, I heard that.
Then why did Byakuya die?
Isn't that Bryce? What's his? Bryce Peppenbrook? Pepin something. He's okay. It's pretty funny.
Who cares? Let's just give up already. There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
That's wrong.
Hey, I wish you had said it with more strength and conviction, but that's your voice. I get it.
I think.
Chiaki, please, honey. Have more confidence, honey.
Did you say something?
Oh, what's with that look, huh?
We've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
You know who the killer is?
The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
I mean, look at the way somebody's acting right now. Suspicious as hell. If this was Among Us, they'd already be out the airlock, yo. You know?
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout.
Didn't we already cover that? They used glowing paint as a mark.
No, not that. I mean before that.
Before. Is she asking how the killer got close to that table? Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glow from the paint, in order to do that, they needed to get close to that table while it was still dark. And they give you a big clue right there.
Let's try examining the situation. My hero's diagram might be useful here.
Yeah, it's very useful
The
indeed.
diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is.
Yeah. Of all things to draw very detailed, there's one thing in particular that really stands out by that table, right? Just as I thought, this diagram is the clue. Thank goodness for Mahiru. Who the killer is, and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. That's clearly shown in this diagram. First, we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table in the dark. The killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. And that's the lamp.
Here! The killer must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
Of course, there's no way they used the desk lamp's light. The killer actually used the power cord.
I can prove it with this. They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Power cord?
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table and use the glowing paint to find the knife.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
Ooh.
The only person here who could have possibly done it. Oh shoot, yo! This is it. It's you! I thought you were my love, but I was wrong.
Nagito, it was you, wasn't it?
And this is where we will be leaving this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.